Do this every night before you fall asleep, and then watch what happens. Listen to this. Neville Goddard tells a story of a guy named RK. And RK wasn't a moneylender, okay? In fact, he wasn't even in the business of lending or investing. But you see, what happened was that a close friend of his came to him one day asking for a big loan to help expand his business. And because of their friendship, he gave him the loan with fair interest and even the right to renew it after a year if he needed to. Anyway, after that first year, unfortunately, the friend still hadn't paid him back and asked for a 30-day extension. And RK, being the nice guy, is like, yeah, okay. But then another month went by. And again, the friend still couldn't pay him and asked for another extension. At this point, RK himself was under financial pressure because he had his own debts to pay off. But he said yeah again, even though his own credit was at risk. And of course, the natural thing to do was to take legal action to force payment, which he said he would have done a few years back. However, he remembered something that Neville said, a warning, which was this: to not rob others of their ability. To not rob others of their ability. Because he realized that he was robbing his friend of his ability to pay him back. How so? By the way he thought about him. Because up until that point, he'd been seeing his friend as what? Someone incapable, right? Someone who's struggling. And since the world's a mirror, that perception of his friend, guess what? Was actually keeping him there in that state. See that? So instead of reacting or trying to force something to happen on the outside, he went within. And here's what he did. Ready? For 3 nights, right before bed, he imagined his friend telling him that business had suddenly taken off, that unexpected orders had come in so fast he could now pay him back in full. In other words, he imagined the end, the solution. That's it. Check this out. On the 4th day, the friend called him up, all excited. He's like, a miracle happened. I got so many orders, big ones too. I've already mailed you a check for the full amount, including all interest. Boom. That's what's up. So the point, reality, you gotta get this, isn't it happening to you? Reality isn't happening to you. It's happening through you. Listen, imagining creates reality. Straight up. You want to change your circumstances? Then change what you're imagining first, because that's what manifests. You got it? Try this today. Know what you want and don't worry about the how. As you go to bed tonight, just imagine the solution to your problem, that it's already done, and fall asleep in the assumption. Then just watch. If you persist like the guy did, not in effort, but in feeling, then in a way you can't even think of, it'll happen in your world. Because you get what you believe. Yeah. All right, if you appreciate this message, hit that like and subscribe button and that bell to help support my channel. And if you're ready to live the life you really want, click the links below to learn more about law of assumption and law of attraction mastery. Like I always say, more's coming. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.